I am big in it.
Yeah!
I'm a beginner. I'm a beginner, beginner, beginner. I'm a 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 beginner. Yeah!
That's good.
Hi, my name is Bernice Cheney Bonaparte. I work in the kitchen for about 5 years now, and I help anybody. I'm friendly with anybody, but the one thing my mom told me, everybody is not going to like you, and everybody's not going to get along with you, because that's how some people are in the world. Well, working on this job, I found that out. No matter how hard I work or what I did for people, they talked about me, they pick on me, they would take my tools, or they get in my way while I was working. And I didn't like it, but I did everything in my power to not act on it. I tried not to get in fights and arguments. Well, one day after the summer, when my co-workers was coming back, a supervisor was saying some bad things about me, wanted to know what I was doing in one of the buildings, and instead of talking to me, she was talking to somebody else. When the person came out and said that there were people talking about me, I responded, and I got angry, and it was an argument. With that argument, I lost my job for a whole month. Come to find out, the manager didn't like me, so it was easy for them to get rid of me. And I got my union worker, and we all discussed it, and the way they went about it, they had to give me my job back and pay me all my lost wages. When they gave me my job back, they put me in the kitchen with these same people that didn't like me. They did everything to push my buttons. They did everything to try to make me angry or get in a fight with them. But instead, I would help them. I would help them prep or clean up. No matter what it was, I would do the opposite from what they was doing to me. Before you know it, these people was writing excellent cards and giving me gifts and saying how good of a worker I am and a team player I was. And it was just funny how those who didn't like me turned around to be my friends. And now, nothing on the job really bothered me, because I need my job. So no matter how anybody else it's best for you to be the best person that you can be. Because we're only responsible for our actions, not how somebody else acts. That's what we're responsible for. What makes me a big inner person is that I like people. I can get along with anybody. It's about you getting along with me. And I realized when you're going through something really bad, you got a choice, either to follow through with the bad part or to turn it around. And I learned that you can take lemons and make it into lemonade. And when I became nice and helpful to other people, they changed. And God can change a lot of people. You have to give him his job, and your job is just to be the best that you can be in somebody's life, because you never know what makes that person be nasty or mean towards you. And when you're in a company of people that don't like you, you can change that around by being helpful, or you can just show them a better way of yourself where they can have a different opinion about you. And it's that inner person within myself of liking, sharing, caring, being helpful, and supporting. And when you on the job and somebody giving you a hard time, a lot of times it's not you. It's something going on with them. And all you gotta do is just give a helping hand. But on my job, when I'm nice to people, it seems like they push it. They just take it to the limit. Like, I close at 4:30 every day. And these same students will come to my stand about 25 after, or almost 4:30. And they will ask me this question: are you closed? There's nothing up on the stand, the money is counting, and they asking me questions. And I want so bad to say, what do it look like? Don't you see I'm closed? There's nothing up here. But the part of me will turn around and say, oh yes, I'm closed. Is it anything you see you want? I'll go get it for you, knowing I'm trying to get out of here. I go through this every day. And I just feel as though if I have an attitude, will anybody come to this stand? Will anybody, come to me and buy from my stand? No. That's why every day I'll come in with a smile, I'll be helpful. And I just feel as though in everything you do, sometimes you find yourself being the big inner person because we swallow a lot of things we really want to say. I need my job. And I try to be the best person I can be when I'm waiting on customers. But sometimes, man, I look at people and I see how people are. They come in miserable. Oh, it's going to be one of those days. It's only one of those days if you make it one of those days. And that's the main word I can't stand. Oh, it's going to be a bad day just because something happened. You got to just keep turning it around. I think we have power over our own lives. As far as, okay, if something went wrong, what can you do to make it better? Rather than to just keep going farther into something bad. I just try to be the bigger person than anything. It doesn't matter. But no matter what, we're human. We cry, we hurt. And when I'm on my job, it's my stage. I'm the best performer you ever see. I put on a smile, I wait on people, I have a lot of energy, but when I go home, I'm tired. I'm all aired out. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to be bothered. I don't even want to talk. But when I'm in front of people, I'm going to just give you the best I have to offer. Because if I come to you and you looking mean or you always got a problem, I'd rather avoid you and not even deal with you. So to me, put on a smile and it's like a domino effect. You smile, that person going to smile, and then they pass it on. So put your best foot forward. Be the bigger inner person.
I am Ahmed Aouni. My story actually begins 4 years ago when we had this great revolution. I was there in the square protesting peacefully. And one of the reasons the revolution happened was because of the mistreat from the police to the people. They felt like they have to go out and stand for their rights. And so, like 1 year ago, I started to publish this book, Eyes of the Revolution. It was actually a photo book for photographs taken while I was protesting in the square. And while I was doing this book, I had something that happened, and this is what I'm going to share with you right now. So I was just driving my car in the street, and then I was stopped by a police checkpoint, and then they asked me to come out of the car because they suspect me, because my name shows that I'm suspicious or something. That's what they said. And then I of course left my car, and then I went with them. Then I was dragged to the police station, and then I was knocked down on the floor. I was insulted, and they tortured me. Like they did, like drag me on the floor. And so in this point, in this particular point, what happened is that I felt that, something so big that I have to stand for. I was at this point like feeling so big inside, even though I was on the floor and they were in the upper position. But then I had this big inner, as it says, the big inner makes me feel that I don't have to reply back. I can't reply back because this is actually what they wanted me to do. Because then when you reply back, you will be accused for insulting a policeman. Then you might be locked in jail for a long time. Then the book won't have a birth, you know. So I felt in this, you know, in life sometimes you meet these events or these accidents that makes you feel that you really have to be big, you know. And big is not by fighting or by being, you know, like bigger in an aggressive way. The real big is when you feel that you are really big inside, like you feel that you are so bigger than the other person, even though no matter what he's doing to you, it doesn't matter, because you feel that you are actually in the upper position, even though he thinks that he is. But what I did back then, I just waited till I was, you know, set free. Then I continue my what I'm doing, like the book. I continue doing it. I sued the cop who tortured me because I felt that this is the right thing we have to do. And my message actually that I wanted you to receive is, it comes also from the revolution, from the way we were protesting. We were protesting peacefully by holding signs, even though the police were shooting us and were, you know, like doing all this stuff, you know. But still we felt that we are bigger. That's why we won eventually, and the revolution succeeded because of the big inner it has inside it, which is not by fighting, or which is not by killing, or by anything that including an aggressive behavior. Being big is being big inside you, deep inside you. Thank you.
My name is Lana Bailey, the founder and director of 5 Barley Loaf Outreach Ministry, a ministry of which we provide a warm meal, clothing, blanket, and personal hygiene items for those who are in need. I started out this ministry from a vision I got from the Lord, and when I really started this ministry, I didn't even know where to find the homeless. And my co-workers direct me to the center city. I was fairly new in Philadelphia, not so familiar with the places. However, when I got that vision, I thought the Lord was like chastising me for being disobedient. And when I went out and started feeding these people, you know, they were all smelly. I always have a kind heart, but my heart wasn't really prepared for a situation like this. So I was very skeptical at the time. You know, I didn't want their hands to touch mine, or things like those. However, God has a plan for me, and God's plan really come true, because whatever we face in life, God can change all things. He is the author and the finisher of our faith, and whatever He calls us to do, He equips us. And it's that inner being in me that allows that transformation within my heart and my mind, that today, because of the bigger being in me, today I am able to embrace my brothers and sisters who are less fortunate out on the road. Today I can help them. Today I can pray with them. You know, the big inner being within me bring that transformation in my life. And the big inner being
can also transform your life, and that you will be able and equipped to do what the Lord calls you to do. Amen.
Hello, my name is Greg Bonaparte. One of the reasons we're here today is we have a very talented young man that's a part of our organization who designed the T-shirt called AM BIGinner, and some symbols all over it. Right now you can't see it all in detail, but we will explain more about it later on through a letter or whatever, through this video. But one of the reasons why we're doing this is to see how myself became a part of this T-shirt and this slogan here, being a victim of a violent fight 2 months ago with a young man from the neighborhood who was like 10 years younger than me. Me being 58, growing up in the 60s and the 70s through the gang war era, it was kind of hard to not fight. Because when we grew up and you get in a fight, you go get revenge, but it was a harder task to not fight at all. So when I found out about the shirt and started reading it and got my shirts, which I'm a full supporter of, it kind of translates just how I felt. What I've done with the whole situation, it was, to make a long story short, I got in a fight with a gentleman who was 10 years younger, who snuck and punched me in the back, and I just wanted to do revenge. Oh, that's what I was thinking about until the next day. Go and report it to the police, you know, get a record of it, because I felt that I was violated. So I did that next day. So after that, I went, I talked to the police captains and the detectives, and they took and interviewed me and thought that I had a pretty good case, but I needed a witness, so I kind of like let it die down until a couple of months ago. The district attorney picked up the case, which was a blessing because something had to be done with this individual, and I don't want to get into details how he was, but he was just not the type of person that I would want to hang around with or I like, and I knew him for years. But anyway, getting back to being I am the BIGinner, one of the things that explains is that outside folks could be very harsh, and things can happen to you negative, but you have to have the inside being a BIGinner through the creator of your choice, what helps you turn the other cheek and let things happen for after time go past, and it will work its way out. So this was a good lesson for me and a good testimony for me in terms of turning the other cheek with my life being who I am, which is an ex-person who grew up in the street doing whatever anybody else do, what you could think of to a certain level, and not having that same sort of mentality and being able to lose our second thought. Being a person who has the organization called the Philadelphia Film and Gang Association, I had the privilege of visiting Lifers at Gratisford Prison, the Lifers program, with a brother called Sutan. And one of the things I always reflect back in my mind as I visit these brothers is that they all told me if they could have used their second thought, similar to associating with being the BIGinner, that they never would have ended up where they at today. So I don't want to bore you with a long story short, but it is a great shirt. It has a lot of meanings. We're trying to get mindsets with this, and hopefully folks will wear it all over the city, the country, and the world. Thank you, and have a good evening.
I am BIGinner. Yeah! I'm a BIGinner.